All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to start off this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and grace and peace to you elect around the four winds, believing and pushing this truth in all sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your houses. This is your fellow servant, Rokoyer from the GMS Orlando camp, coming at you with this impromptu live stream. I just want to bring a piece of the information that I learned tonight about trees, more specifically the olive tree, that got me a little bit of hype, at 2:06 in the morning. Just got off the plantation and whatnot. But just be the simple things that hype Jake up, really, especially when it comes to nature. The ordering of the kingdom, and just just the inner workings of things, man. But as you see from the title, the strength comes from the struggle. All right, when you get into how trees get their strength, it's all in the roots. It's all in how deep the roots are embedded in the earth. And the reason why trees embed their roots so deep in the earth is because they're trying to search for that water. They're trying to search for those nutrients in the earth that it needs to nourish itself. And the harder it is for a tree to find that water, to find that nourishment, the deeper the roots have to embed themselves in the earth. In turn making that tree stronger. In turn making the foundation of that tree stronger. When you go into the olive tree, and when you get into high quality olive oil, it's said that the more bitter and the more peppery the taste of the olive oil, the richer the quality. All right, you only get that type of quality from stressed out olive trees. All right, olive trees who have to dig deep into the earth in order to find that nourishment, in order to get that water, the nourishment, the nutrition that it needs, to sustain itself. That's where that bittery, peppery taste comes from. And it's said that you want that taste, that you want that quality of olive oil because in it contains polyphenols, which protect the body tissue. They help to fight off cancers. They help to give you the right nourishment, the right vitamins, such as vitamin C, vitamin E. You also have, it also helps with your metabolism, to burn fat. Olives contain, a healthy kind of fat that is good for your body. But, it's said that the more peppery and the more bitter the taste of the olive oil, the better the quality. And that only comes from when an olive tree is stressed out, when it has to dig its roots far into the earth, to find that nourishment. And the reason why it got me hyped, fucking 2:06 in the morning, is because, we can liken these things to spiritual matters. The Lord likened us into trees, and the more that we struggle, the more that we, go through our different hells, the more that we go through our different trials and tribulations, the stronger we become, the more embedded our roots become. The stronger our foundation and our faith becomes in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. So from the struggle comes strength. All right, the strength comes from the struggle, which is why the struggle is necessary. Because through the struggle, all right, we're becoming higher quality men and women of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. If you see what I'm getting with this, if you see what I'm trying to say, I just had a precept I wanted to bring out tonight. Nothing too long, nothing too heavy. Just something that came to mind as I was thinking about this. But this is Psalms chapter 1, and I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. All right, and we are those trees, all right, planted by the rivers of water. All right, this word is likened unto a river of living water, pursuant to John the 7th chapter, the 38th verse. All right, and as we, as we nourish ourselves with these rivers of living water, all right, we're beginning to sprout. That vineyard that the Lord planted is ripening through the Spirit. All right, we're sprouting. Our fruits are starting to show forth in their due season. The fruits of righteousness, the fruits of faith, of knowledge, of wisdom, of understanding. All right, they're starting to shoot forth in their respective seasons. It says, and he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in due season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. All right, and this is what we're finding. All right, we're finding that, as long as we keep our foundations in Yahweh by Shem Yahushai and continue to toil, and continue to toil through our sufferings, our foundations are being made stronger, and our ways are being made sure. And the more successful we're becoming, not carnally, not per se in this flesh, but the more successful we're becoming spiritually. Like it says in Joshua, the 1st chapter, the 8th verse, our ways are becoming prosperous. Our ways are becoming successful spiritually, mentally, emotionally. All right, we're succeeding. All right, we're leveling up. We're ascending, into a higher level. And that's all coming through the struggles that the Lord puts us through, man. It's said that one way you weaken a tree is to constantly water it, to give it no struggle. That's how you weaken a tree, to constantly water it. When you plant a tree, all right, let's just say this, when you plant a tree, you don't water it every day. Why? Because you want those roots to dig deep. You want that tree to dig deep. You want it to embed its roots so that it becomes strong, so that it doesn't fall over when the winds begin to beat. Likewise the Lord. The Lord don't give us everything we want when we want it. The Lord don't throw trials on us that we think we can overcome at the moment. He throws on us something that we don't think we can overcome, which in turn causes us to lean on the Lord even more. It teaches us, it trains us to lean on the Lord even more. And through that struggle, our roots, our foundation becomes stronger, like the tree, like the olive tree. All right, and the quality and the caliber of man and or woman we becomes higher, like the olive tree. Man, the Lord is so cold, man. Man, the Lord is cold. He's cold. There's so many symbolisms. There's so many likenesses out here in the Lord's creation, that resemble us in this journey. It's amazing. We can really draw a lot of things from this life, from this journey, but it's all a matter of perspective. It's all a matter of how you look at what the Lord throws your way, what the Lord puts in your path. You can look at, the conversations that the Lord allows you to have as just a headache, or you can look at it as something that the Lord is trying to tell you. It's all a matter of perspective. Really, it's all a matter of perspective. And really, when you look at it from the bigger picture, all things are working toward our good. And really, everything is a lesson. Everything is a teaching moment. Class is always in session when it comes to us at Hopefully Elect. We'll always be learning something. There's always something to learn. There's always something the Lord is trying to teach us. And oftentimes it lies in the details. It lies in the small things, which is why, me personally, man, I get hype off the small things, man. I get hype off the small things. Because the small things are really, they huge spiritually. But I'm going to read this again. All right, then I'll close it out. This is Psalms chapter 1 and verse 2. It says, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his due season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. All right, therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, or sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. All right, and right now, all right, the Lord is nourishing us. All right, the Lord is putting us through these struggles, to nourish us. All right, to solidify our foundation. All right, so that when these winds begin to beat, all right, our houses are built upon a solid foundation, which is that rock, Yahweh Shai. It's built upon a solid foundation in this truth, so that we don't blow over. Let me see. I have one more. And then I'm gonna close it out. Let's see. Give me a second. All right, so we're gonna hit this here in Hebrews, right? The book of Hebrews, 12th chapter. And we might as well start at the first verse, excuse me, my pages are, a little bit folded. All right, so this is Hebrews chapter 12, and we're going to start at 1. It says, wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which does so easily beset us, and let us run with patience unto the race that is set before us. All right, I'm going to jump down. Let's start at verse 6. It says, for whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening, the heavenly Father dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards, and not sons. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh, which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? For they verily for a few days chasten us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. All right, and that's the whole reason why the Lord is chastening us. That's the whole reason why we go through the struggle. All right, it's to strengthen us, man. It's just like the tree. It's just like the olive tree. The higher quality olive oil comes from the more stressed out the olive tree is. Likewise, us in the spirit. The higher quality vessel, the higher quality man and or woman of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai comes from the struggle, comes from the stress that we endure, that we go through on a daily basis. It's amazing, man. It got me fucking hyped at 2:06 in the morning, man. Because it's amazing. It says, now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. Wherefore lift up the hands which ye hang down, and feeble knees, and make straight the paths for your feet, lest that which is lame be turned out of the way, but rather ye be healed. Right, but the point being, now no chastening for the present seems to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward, all right, afterward, it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness. All right, no chastening for the present seems to be, joyous. Every trial that we go through is not all hunky-dory. You feel what I'm saying? We feel it. We in this flesh, we feel every aspect of this hell we catch. But nevertheless, afterward, all right, as long as we endure these things, afterward, it's going to yield the peaceable fruit of righteousness. Like it said in Psalms, the 1st chapter, all right, that the trees that were planted by the river are going to yield their full fruit in his season. But it comes to that endurance. It comes to enduring these struggles. All right, it comes to, because through these struggles, we're forced, all right, to embed our roots deeper into this faith, to plant ourselves and to stand upon this faith even stronger. We're forced to. You understand? And by doing so, we're becoming higher quality vessels of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. We're yielding off those good fruits of the Spirit. Lord willing, we're counted as the elect. But that's all I had to say tonight. Lord, when this is edifying and exhorting unto you, sincere and elect Akim and Akwaf out there. Just wanted to share something that I learned tonight, about the tree, or more specifically, the olive tree. The more stressed out the olive tree is, the richer quality of the olive, the higher quality of the olive, which in turn leads into the higher quality of the olive oil, all right, which is a bitter, peppery taste. And it comes from that tree stressing itself out, digging its roots deep into the earth to find that nourishment, all right, struggling, to find that nourishment, which in turn is like us in the spirit. We go through our different struggles to receive strength in the spirit, to strengthen ourselves in the spirit. But with that being said, shalom. Stay up. Till tomorrow.